right, everybody, what's good? Welcome to another edition of the Diggie A2 podcast. I am your host, Robb Diggie, aka Robb D, BKA Robb D, and the place to be. This is the next stop on our series of the new class, where we interview independent artists. And the next artist we're going to be talking to this go around is Zieme. Zieme. This brother, you guys, is a R&B throwback. I'm going to have an opportunity here to speak with him and him to tell your story to you all. He is coming to the game. He comes from R&B royalty is what I would say. He comes from R&B royalty. Mad excited to have him on. He just dropped a new EP that we're definitely going to get into called Butter Smooth off to my left-hand side over here, if y'all can see that. EP just dropped not too long ago, and all 10 songs, you guys, are all throwback classic songs, man. Classic stuff. He's got a song out right now that's called That's the Way It's Got to Be. Is the current single and video, so go out there, go check it out, watch it on YouTube. He also has another song with Ice-T called Take a Stand, and we're going to talk about that relationship with Ice-T. Actually, well, he is. I'm going to ask a question. He's going to talk about the relationship that he has with Ice-T, and we're going to get into this, you guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Zieme. So let me bring him in for you, and as soon as I get my stuff right here. All right, there you go, Zieme. What's good, my dude? How are you? Say hello to the people.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How's it going? How's it going?
That was good, my dude. Glad to have you aboard with us this evening. So
thank you.
To start the interview off, man, give us a story. Who is Zieme?
I mean, Zieme's a Brooklyn boy. You know, I'm a young king, man. I do a lot of things, you know, off of my knowledge and experience, and I'm a learner, man. You know, I come from a very, you know, unique background, you know, of singers. The other half of my family is, you know, a lot of nurses and officers, you know, stuff like that. So I'm in the midst of like entertainment and protection.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But just growing up, being around a musical family and just being so inspired by, you know, so many of the artists that I've listened to and watched growing up. It just been embedded in me to do this. This is, you know, Zieme is a Brooklyn boy that's coming up in the music entertainment from a royal family, like you said, and I'm backed up by some OGs that's really believing in my talent and want to see me win. You know?
That's what's up. We're not, you know what, Zieme, we're not going to talk about your your musical lineage. We'll let the audience, you guys do your homework and go check out who Zieme is related to. I'm gonna let y'all handle that, man. We're not gonna talk about that today, man. So we're gonna let y'all figure that out, who this man is related to, but it's definitely R&B royalty. I would definitely say that. So mad respect to you and your family, Zieme. Zieme, how or when did you know that this is what you wanted to do with your life?
Being a young, you know, my whole family sings, from my mother, my sister, my grandmother, everybody sings, you know, cousins, a bunch of cousins. And so, you know, just being somebody that was always musical, coming up and freestyling and messing around with friends, rapping and singing. And, you know, I knew that at some point in my life, this was something that I was going to want to do. That was like in early junior high school, you know, when I was performing on stages in the auditorium. You know, people just already knew what was happening.
Yeah.
And when I got around 16, 17 years old, and I started recording in the studio, and when I first heard myself, you know, that kind of got me even more hype. And, you know, then from there, you know, I started seeing the bigger picture of this could become serious.
That's what's up.
And
man.
as I kept at it, you know, I just kept learning my sound and my style, and you know, just building from there into what's today.
That's what's up, man. So the next bucket that we're going to talk about is, what is your relationship with Ice-T and Coco? Like, how did that connection happen? Or like, how did it happen? How did he find you? Like, what is the story behind that, bro? That's an incredible story for you to be linked up with an OG that's been in the game for 30 plus years, man. So how did that connection happen?
I mean, it goes back to, I got to bring it back to when I was, shout out to my uncle Khalil, who's also a member of the Force Ds. He's been grooming me since I started. And he's I had a group that I was with my cousins, 5L,
Okay.
and the group didn't work out. During that time with the group, Mickey Benson, who
Okay.
was responsible for Big Pun, Fat Joe, and a lot of the legend rappers as well.
Word.
He's Ice-T's management on the East Coast, business partner, stuff like that. He's been working with Ice for years. And so, Mick's been working with me and my uncle as well for some time.
Okay.
And, we have a relationship, and he wanted to introduce me to Ice-T. Ice-T already saw me with the group. But
Okay.
Ice was like, nah, I can't fuck with no group. You know what I'm saying? It's too much, you know what I mean? Too many cats to deal with,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then, so when the group thing didn't work out, Ice was like, yo, what happened with, the other cat that I was looking at, And I was still in the loop, and so we became friends. We started building a relationship. We didn't even talk about music yet. We were
Yeah.
just
That's what's up.
vibing, just
Yeah.
understanding. It became an uncle nephew type vibe,
That's what's up,
and
man.
then from there, Ice just said, "Yo, let's do a project. I want to throw you in the water with the classics, and and see how you can swing with these joints. And
Okay.
these are the joints I grew up on. I want to see if you a young, and let's see if you can, knock these out." I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. And then from
Yeah.
there, we just, back and forth playing around in the studio and making this happen for some
Yeah,
time.
yeah, definitely, man. So for those of y'all that are listening to Zieme right now, we're gonna post all of his links in the description of the video. On his YouTube channel, it talks about there's a video specifically that talks about Ice-T and the story that he just described as what one of the videos rather that describes how Zieme recorded the EP, Butter Smooth, all the classics that are on there, which 10 songs Ice-T picked out for him. And so all that stuff was on his YouTube channel. So we're definitely going to link that up in the description. So, all right, now, what if, Zieme, let's say that I was a genie, right? And I granted you the ability to move forwards and backwards in time, right? So what would you say to Zieme, the man, if you were to go back in time 10 years ago, what would you say to that version of Zieme, and what would you ask the version of Zieme 10 years from now?
Like any question?
Any question, brother. Any question at all. So what advice would you give your old self, and what would you pull from your new self in the future?
I would tell my old self, get prepared for the future. Okay. And I would tell my new self from that time to don't forget the roads you went through to get to where you at.
Yeah. Yeah, that's inspireful, man. I think that oftentimes when individuals get successful, they forget about how hard it was to get where they're at. And, sometimes you need a reminder. And I think that's awesome, man. And you seem very humble in your presence and your persona to know that this is a process. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a lot of hard work. You know what I mean? And I think that's awesome, bro. And I appreciate your sentiments on that. But I want to talk more about music. Let's talk about music here for a second. So who are you listening to right now? What is on your playlist, either on your iPhone or your computer, whatever device you listen to music? Who are you listening to right now? What's on your playlist?
I like her.
Oh yeah.
I like Chris Brown.
Okay.
I like Tiana Taylor.
Okay.
I like Scissor. I like let's go. Who else? I'm talking about today's people. I like Tyler.
So if I go to where you're at right now, look at your playlist. You're like, hey Rob, this is my playlist I want to listen to right now. What's on that playlist? Yeah,
what's on the playlist. I got some Pop Smoke in there. I got some Dave East. I got some Lil Baby. I got some I got a few people in there, man. I got a little
bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So it sounds like you named a lot of your R&B peers. We're gonna get to R&B music here in a second because I definitely want to get your opinion, your take on the current state of R&B. So we're definitely gonna get to that here in a little bit. But of those other artists that you mentioned, who are some of those that you would like to collaborate with? And who are some of your dream collaborations? So let's talk about collabs for a minute. So it seems so far that, or have you done any collaborations so far that we're gonna be looking forward to? So the question is, who are your dream collaborations, and who would you like to collaborate with?
My dream collaboration is probably with like Usher or like Beyonce or who else? Jay Z
Okay.
would be dope. Jay Z. I want
Word.
a dope Brooklyn collab, like a Fabulous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then who I would like to collab with is some of the ones I said before, like her,
Yeah.
Ty Dolla $ign. You know, probably Rick Ross. Definitely
Yeah.
some Rick Ross.
That'd be dope. That'd be
You
dope.
know, it's a few of them. A little baby. I would definitely like to do a collab with Little Baby,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know,
That's dope, man. That's dope. I mean, I
what's
think
it? The
that
Migos, Quavo.
oh,
Quavo
Quavo
and
for
all of them.
sure from Migos. Shout out to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's my hometown. That's what's up. So yeah,
Yeah.
man. It sounds like you have a good blended listening ear for hip hop and R&B. And I think that's great, man. I think anytime you get a chance to collaborate with other artists, kind of see what their vibe is, your vibe, and how it matches up, and sometimes that comes out to make some beautiful music. So I'm really looking forward to
Right.
seeing you do some great things with that. So when we're talking about music, Zieme, what inspires you to make music? What's your inspiration? Where do you draw inspiration to make music from?
I mean, every day and every minute is a song. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like, you can anything can happen. Somebody could say something, you could see some, you know what I mean? Like the other day, I don't know why I'm still thinking about this, but I had on my birthday, I went out at night and my mother and everybody at the house, my wife and everybody, they was just, like acting real funny that I was going out. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it felt like everybody was scared something was gonna happen or something. So while I'm on my way back home, I see this car on the highway. This car swerves and it goes crazy. It loses
Oh.
control. It's about to flip over. And
Mm.
before that happened, I had just said, let me hurry up and get in the house, man. It's late. I'm tired. Had a couple
Yeah.
little sips or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get. So let me hurry up. But then I didn't want to go too fast. There was a lot of police going on. And I was like, damn, that just happened right after I said that. Somebody's
Mm.
thinking something. And
Yeah.
I felt it and I was
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So my point is to that, something like that will have me write 10 songs about making sure you embrace the ones that's here today still,
Yeah.
or
No
making
doubt.
sure that you be careful, or it can go any way just from that zone,
Yeah.
just what happened in front of me. So
Yep.
those type of things, I'm inspired by everyday natural things that can, my moods, what I'm going through, little annoying moods, what's going on around me. Sometimes those bring out good, party records. For some
Yeah.
reason, I wrote a crazy song about living a lie, and I was mad at something totally different. And it was just like, but it came out a dope record.
That's
So I
what's
don't know.
up.
You know, it's
Yeah.
one of those.
Man, that's dope, man. I think that as an artist, you pull inspiration from anything. It could be the energy around you. It could be
Hmm.
your life experience. Life itself is, is a song. You know what I mean? You probably write a song every day for somebody give you a bad look or you having a bad day. Like, you know what I mean? You can pull
Right.
inspiration from anywhere, and that's just a gift that I don't possess because I'm not an artist, but I always am admired by other artists that are able to take those life experiences and make them into a song that can, resonate with other people that are going through something similar. So I think that's dope, man. I
I
think
mean,
that's
what you're
dope.
doing now is definitely a part of the culture, because a show a day of some news, or whatever day y'all schedule, that's like from the beginning. We gonna see the growth. We gonna see all the
Yeah.
things that we done missed on other platforms. Like,
Right.
so you definitely still giving something to the
Yeah,
world.
man, I appreciate it, brother. I love what I do, man. I know it sounds cliche and corny, but I love what I do. You know what I mean? So that means a lot to me, brother. So thank you, man, for your for your blessings. You know what I mean? That means a lot to me and Jess and the Queen. You know what I mean? Got shout out to the Queen for sure,
Yes,
because I would
sir.
not be where I am without her. But let's talk about music, Zion. Let's talk about R&B music in particular. So What is your stake or your take rather on the current state of R&B music? So you think that R&B is in a good place? I think that there's a lot of good R&B out there now. I was just telling this to Jessica the other day how oftentimes I get a lot of people in my ear to say, "Oh man, Rob, R&B is on life support." But as I listen to the radio, even today, even I was like, "Man, you know what? I don't know if I can get with that. There's some really good R&B music that's out there. It just sounds a little bit different, than what I'm accustomed to, because I'm a little from old school, you know what I mean. But so, how do you interpret R&B music as in right now in 2021?
Um, I'm a '90s bit. Like I was born in '87, but
Yeah,
you know, most of my music love started growing in the '90s. So that's the sound that I'm tuned with.
yeah,
And that's the sound that everyone is trying to mimic
yeah,
and sample. And at the same time, most of the hip hop, most of the rappers and auto tuners and bedroom artists then took over to where now the genre of R&B is confused with the trap and hip hop. It's
hmm,
like well, most of the rappers want to sing,
yeah,
they're doing their own thing. So if they have a little bit of voice, they can just throw their own auto tune on there and sound like a singer,
yeah,
and and go straight into sounding like whatever's trending.
right,
And you have songs that are really good out there, some real R&B songs, some really great singers out there,
yeah,
and you won't find them in the R&B world today of what they consider R&B. It'll
right,
be more so considered maybe soul or
right,
something else that's not in the main R&B stage.
correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's just I think the media, the radio, the all of these places is sticking with that consistent. You know, I don't want to say a bad word of it, but they're consistently draining that
Yeah.
in your head to make you forget what real R&B sounds like.
I completely agree with that. That's a perfect analogy because when you think of R&B, pure R&B music. I mean, look at the shirt I got on. Michael Jackson off the
I
wall. One of the
love that
greatest.
shirt.
Appreciate it, brother. One of the greatest R&B albums. And we're talking straight pure R&B at its rawest form. And then Michael Jackson. Still made, I think, his music. Quincy Jones had a big, influence in that. But I'm picking on this one in particular. Then he made Thriller, and then he made, Bad
Hmm.
and other albums. But this was the one. This one right here was like, oh,
That
okay,
was his
that's what R&B is supposed to sound like. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
I say that to say this that when I listen to your EP in particular, Butter Smooth, this one over here to my left hand side. I don't know if y'all can see that. That one is like a time capsule of some of the greatest R&B songs that have ever been created. So that's gonna bring me to my last question when we're talking about Butter Smooth. Butter Smooth, you guys, is a 10-song EP. Oh my God! When I listened to that this past couple of weeks, man, like it just flashes you back to the good times of R&B when it would make you feel something like the Kiss of
Mhm.
Life, from Sade, one of my favorite artists. You know what I mean? Like A Woman's Work, which was redone by Maxwell. Like your falsetto, my dude, is it's
Thank you,
dope,
thank
man.
you.
It's dope, man. It's something obviously I can't do. You know what I mean? Hey, love. Did not blow your mind. Like all the pure classics. But I think what's cool about that is, to your point, in order to sing those kinds of songs, like you have to be a singer. Like you can't have like the relying on the auto tune or relying on the background singers. Your voice has to carry those
Right.
particular songs because when we made R&B music back in the day, it was all about singing. Singing was the premise of that. You know what I mean? So I'm not
Hmm.
saying that today's artists can't sing. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying it was more based upon the singer's ability
Vocal ability.
to sing. The vocal ability. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Was one of the most important things out of that. So talk to me about Butter Smooth. Like, what was that like recording those songs? What was the energy like? I saw the video with you recording some of the songs, man. Like you picked some, IC picked some dope ones for you, some hard ones for you too, man, to give you some you know what I mean, you know what I mean,
Yeah, it was a challenge.
some
It was a
tough
little
ones, man.
challenge.
Like, you know, like I said, a woman's work. That's that. You know, when Maxwell did it, that high falsetto, that you killed it, bro. You killed it. You
I
killed it.
think
So
what made
what was
it.
that process like, man? Talk to me. What was that
I,
process like making an EP?
I think what made it so easy is that these are songs I grew up on too. Just
All right.
that I fell in love with. And that I used to hear when I was young. And
Yeah.
when I first did it, I did it in here in my living room, and the demo was so good that we was gonna just rock. But
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I want to take you out of your element and put you and bring you out to Arizona. Let's do something in my man's studio in Arizona because he
Yes.
got
What's
a
up?
house out there too.
Yeah.
So we went out there. We did the whole album in like a day and a half. You know, we didn't really have to do much because when I did it here, the quality was so good. It was just we just needed to touch stuff up and
Yeah.
redo certain things, but you know, it was still work.
Yeah.
And yo, man, the songs was so like it just felt like I was back in that time, and
Yeah, man.
just to be singing those joints, I had to really put myself in a character
Yes.
of that
Yes.
time, and really be a storyteller and really feel the character of how the singer was really trying to talk to his woman or talk to the people
Yeah.
about what the topic was. This
No
was
doubt.
lyrical foreplay, you know what I'm
No doubt.
saying?
No doubt.
And so you
Absolutely.
got to really be on it. So that's what the
Absolutely,
zone
man.
was. The zone was to keep up with that lyrical foreplay and stay in character and
Yeah.
just have fun. I just had fun doing it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with your sentiments, man. I think that you made those classics, but you made it your own. You put Zieme stamp on it. You know what I mean? Like that's why I like it so much, man. Because like even though it is
Thank
old
you.
classics, it's your interpretation of that art. You know what I mean? That's why I think it's dope. Like it
And I
really
didn't
does
really
resonate.
change too much. I
No,
ain't
I don't
even
think it
changed too
changed too
much.
much, but it's still Zayn though. You know what I mean? Like it's
Hmm.
it's still Zayn on there. You know what I mean? Like I like it, man. Like I think it's dope. So what are some of the other projects you got coming up? Is there anything new in the mix, or you just want to, let the EP kind of run out? Not run out, but like kind of run a couple of months and then maybe go another way. Or what are some
The
things you're?
funny, the funny thing about this EP is, because I have like three projects, 3, 4 projects I'm in.
Hey,
It's this Ice T one I just did. The Foursome D's we just released something in 2020. Fly
nice.
with You. Um, and my solo project that is being worked with Donnie Lau, legendary Donnie
Oh,
Lau, who's a major producer,
okay.
and then also I have another little project that I'm trying to put together, virtual concert type thing that I'm putting together for it. But the funny thing about the Butter Smooth is Butter Smooth can like really stretch for about another 2 years if it's done strategically right, like
That's true.
and
It's true.
that's why these records are something I can really just showcase my talent
Yeah.
in other areas, but prepare people for what I have originally.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
once
Yeah. I
I
got
drop
it,
the
man.
original, you'll see my style really once you start to understand my voice.
Yeah, I
You
feel
know,
that, man. I think that definitely challenge you on the EP. I will say that because some of them songs are tough, but you nail them. And brother, it's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure hanging out with you this evening. And I want to give you an opportunity to give some shout outs, man. So who your shout outs going to, man? Who you want to shout
man,
out today, bro?
well, I have to shout out the team. For some D's, my Uncle Khalil, Steve. I got to shout out Kev Crump, part of the management team. I got to shout out Nikki Benson, the connector, that made sure this Ice T thing is happening.
All right.
I got to give a shout out to the OG Ice T for not
Word.
giving up on me and
Word.
staying,
Salute Ice
staying.
T,
You know what I
man.
mean?
Real cat.
I gotta give him that. He's a real one for rocking with me almost 10 years.
Word up. Word up.
Uh, Shout out to everybody, man, that's tuned in right now. Shout out to everybody that's supporting the platform. Shout out to everybody that's ready for the R&B that you've been asking for. And I just hope everybody stay tuned. Follow me at my website, officialzaim.com. All my social media is at officialzaim. And I'm looking forward to what's coming through.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you grow as well, brother. We're gonna have all your social media linked to the video in the description, your YouTube channel, everything you got coming out. You guys go out there and check out Zieme. He is up and coming. And Butter Smooth is an album. If you are a fan of R&B music, pure R&B, that is an album that you need to sit down and listen to. Like, I'm dead serious.
Yes.
Like I'm dead serious, man. Like, you talking about R&B fanatic like I am, you know what I mean? And I'm an R&B baby at heart. You know, I do hip hop. You know what I mean? But I'm in my heart and my soul is R&B in here. You know what I mean? So I get
True
that, man.
gangsters. True gangsters love the R&B music on this album. If you're a gangster, you know what this album gonna do. And
Yes,
I
yes.
just
You
want
already
everybody to get
know.
in a zone. Word
You
up, get
already
in the
know what it
zone.
is, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Zieme. So, Zieme, thank you for coming on the platform today, brother. Wish you all the best of luck and success that you can handle in the future. Hey, you guys, that's all we have for this week. We wish you all stay safe out there. COVID is still real. Protect yourselves. Get vaccinated if you need to. And we'll see you guys next time. All right. Peace and love. 100. Peace.
That's it.